Hi, this is Gene. I'm in Houston, Texas, looking at a newly planted live oak. It's a very beautiful specimen. My first observation is that the guys are tight. This one's a little slack. These are super tight. Guys should be slack enough. Think of a dog. You don't want the collar so tight that you can't fit two fingers comfortably around it. The purpose of the guy is not to immobilize the tree. It is to keep it from blowing over in a storm. Those are two different things. Engineers overdo it, and so do landscape professionals. The guy is to be slack, and the tree should have enough ability to sway in the wind so that its growing wood fiber develops tensile strength. My second observation is to see an old guy with some of the garden hose grown into the tree. That tells me this thing was staked up before it found its way to its new home. So beautiful tree, but needed to be staked up before. So is it root bound? And what problems does its root system have that required that it was staked prior to it being sold, delivered, and planted in its new home? My next observation, and this is the most important thing, is this tree has been lion's-tailed. We think of lion-tail pruning as the exclusive purview of mature shade trees, but it is done very extensively on newly planted trees. The excuse being, well, we got to get rid of them conflicting branches. I don't care about a few conflicting branches. This tree has a mass of shaded interior foliage for a reason, and we're by no means so smart that we think we know better than the tree what it needs. Every one of these little tiny clips didn't need to be made. Some of it was dead wood, I'll grant, but most of this is live. There's a cracked branch. There's a lot of little wounds. There was a lot of wounding during transport here, but there is a ton of very tiny twigs that were actually live branches. This thing was completely cleaned out the middle. There is no distribution exterior to interior, as there should be. Furthermore, I am against the practice of pruning any live foliage in a new transplant to compensate for root loss. Square footage of leaf population, that's the food factory, that drives root growth. So when you take out a very significant, healthy double-digit percentage of this tree's leaf population, probably 30, that's 30% of its food factory. That's 30% of the supply-demand mechanism that causes the tree and triggers it to grow more fibrous feeder roots and triggers the root system to become established in its new home. So leaf population drives root growth. And so I am opposed to pruning a tree too soon after it's planted. Leave as many leaves intact as possible. I don't care about conflicting branches. I care about a good distribution of interior to exterior foliage. And so, you're going to have a faster root establishment. You want the tree to be firmly anchored in its new home. And you want to have a healthy mass of fibrous feeder roots and fats and carbohydrate storing roots, as opposed to an anemic root system on a newly planted tree. The faster the root system gets established, the quicker we can take out these guys. So observe, if you will, this completely cleaned out interior. Don't do that.